Oh my God. Oh Lord. Shit don't go, man. They gon' jump whatever dick jumping at the time, girl. No, I find it funny how was acting funny around me when I could touch you out. Think I'm disgusting. 101 on the clock. That's exactly when we start. That's exactly when we start, boy. Welcome in, Gary. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? Miss Tanya. Oh shit, dude. Welcome in on the low. They counting me. That bitch and she sipped out on me. Down on me. Waiting for doubting me. I'm the only one getting turned up over here. Welcome in, guys. We are just getting started. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing great, dude. I hope you have a great day too, Miss Tanya. Everyone deserves to be happy today. I feel like this Saturday is really brand new fucking things. If you've been in the storms, if you've been in the swamps, if you've been going through review and shit's been being illuminated right before your face, this is exactly where you need to be right now. You could not be in a better place right now. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We are just getting started. We're going to do reads today. Welcome in, Miss Patricia. How's it going, dude? We're going to do reads today. All reads are paid. We're doing 12/12 across the board. We got Cash App. We got Venmo. I'm just really in the mood to help some people today, to be honest. So if you got issues, eyeballs, oh shit, what's up, dude? If you got issues, you got problems, you want something felt into, or you just need a little direction or a kick in the pants. And sometimes kicks in the pants are underestimated, but they are just as needed as cuddles and hugs. You know what I'm saying? Welcome in, welcome in. Miss Rhonda, I can't answer on your husband's behalf. I can do a read in your energy, but I'm not allowed to work in energy that I don't have permission. So without his permission, I'm not able to feel in. So I'm so sorry. But if we ask the question in your energy, we can do that. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? I know we're a little bit one love. I used to have a buddy who his thing used to be one love before he passed. So what's up? James Marsh, how's it going, dude? I don't know if I've seen you in here too often, but I know I've seen you on my notifications and stuff. What's up? What's up? Thank you for the gift, dude. Thank you. How's it going? I know we're real late today. That's my fault. We were breaking the universe in our own time and space. The realizations were just this morning, and me and Keys had to melt our faces together before we were able to do this. So I had to get right after realization just came in like a train and smacked me in the face over and over and over again. And I feel like if you've been having these things happen, you're right on time, you're right on schedule. This is where you're supposed to be. We're coming right into a full moon where things become fully illuminated. You're doing all the right things. If you are moon tolerant, and that shit does play on the already existent energies that you're dealing with, and it amplifies it for you, welcome to it. Welcome to it. Yeah, I don't really do lives too much. I'm just getting prepped for the foreseen event in my life. Hey, you do what you gotta do, you know? I'm moon in Virgo. Yeah, the moon's in Virgo. And I want to say the sun's in... God, I know I'm going to misspeak. It's either the sun's in Pisces or Venus is in Pisces. There's another thing, and it's the moon and the sun, and it's Virgo and Pisces, and they're opposites, and it's super important. And I know tons of Pisces who are right on par. I'm not a Pisces, so don't take that way. But 1,000%. What's up? what's up with the draining energy recently. So I'm going to be, thank you so much for the follow, first of all, Miss Vampire Girl, is much appreciated. So I'm going to be 100%, honest, eyeballs. So for a lot of the divine feminines, and even though I feel as though sometimes you ebb and flow in your masculine, you are a divine feminine by physical nature and by energetic nature, whether you've suppressed it so far or whether you don't always listen to it and you're caught up in your head or not. They are talking about how you are still classified as a divine feminine. So I actually don't know you. I don't know anything about you, but that's what they're saying right now. So because the divine feminines leading up to this moon have been filtering energy. So whether people realize it or not, thank you so much for the follow. Whether people realize it or not, we've been filtering out the collective. So if you're a natural transmuter, if you're someone who's boots on the ground and you absorb energy and you filter energy through your body, a lot of the divine feminines have been doing it collectively for the last week, 5 days. So if things kind of hit the toilet and you were in the swamps for a little bit, you were energetically tired, you were unmotivated, you wanted to do things, but you couldn't really pull it together, and you were like, yeah, and then your heart and soul wasn't in it, and you were drained, exhausted, and you feel like, damn, why does the room just seem so small, and it seems like things are kind of collapsing on itself. Congratulations, you're in tune with what the collective is doing. Right now, we're at a collapse in timelines, we're at a merger in timelines. Energetically speaking, we're rebirthing, coming into spring, and the feminines were using their sacral chakra, whether they realize it or not, and they were filtering out the collective energy, transmuting the dense heavy into lighter stuff. So as we start pressing through, not only today, but through the weekend, up and through Monday, you're going to notice how things start to keep raising and the energy starts flowing more quickly and things start popping off all over the place. It's 100%. It's because you're no longer being used as a dense filter. The problem where people get stuck is that they assume that the density is theirs. Now, it can be, it's not for everybody, collectively, but because we just went through a hard transition and a hard shift collectively, paired with the sun popping off something fierce. I don't know if you're not looking into solar weather as far as the sun goes and you're just paying attention to the moon, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to start paying attention to the sun as well, because that has a massive effect on our energetic body just as much as the moon does. And my team's always harping on the fact how the sun was worshipped for centuries for a reason. It's because it's a key player. So the sun has been having solar flares, hot spots, mass coronal ejections, and things like that on its surface. And that translates and transitions down here as well as collective energy, excess, collective chaos, and collective stirring. So if paired with the density flow that we're being kicked into as feminines, the problem comes in releasing it. So you have to have good energetic hygiene and to not assume that just because you're assisting the collective in filtering, that everything you're filtering is yours. Some of it is. You can't. Some of it is. We're here for individual healing. We're here for individual journeys. We're here for self-discovery. Some of it's us. Don't shake responsibility. But there's things that are yours, and then you're like, well, I don't understand why this is happening, why blah, 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 and it just hits you sideways. That's not yours. If you're minding your own goddamn business and a train hits you, that's not yours. I'm sorry, it's not. You'll know when it's yours. You'll know consciously, subconsciously when you're doing it to you. You know what I mean? But you're right on par. I would tell you that if you're having trouble kind of bridging out of the exhaustion, I would tell you to go do something outside. Go play around water or take a shower and, picture the water rinsing away the dense energy. And the reason is because usually when you're dense, you're too heavy, you have too much earth element in your light body, in your energy, and you need to swap it out with a more flowing type of an element, which can either be water. Sorry, my dog's sleeping, so you might hear little barks in the back. She's dreaming. Where you can She's so cute. Where you can play with water because water is a flowing element, so it'll help get the density moving. Or you can also play with the air element for a lot of people who are new to working with the elements in energy healing and alignment and stuff like that. A lot of times water is easier because it's a more visual, it gets more of your senses involved. You can feel it, you can see it, you know, taste it, smell it. Where sometimes air, it's almost unseeable. You might be able to notice it in wind. But so usually I tell people who are beginning to delve into the elements to focus on your water because that's usually the easiest. You can do fire, but sometimes when we're trying to transition from earth to fire with movement, sometimes shit gets lost in translation with people who are just beginning. So we'll just stick with water. Water's a great one. Put your feet in water, go ground in water, put your hands in water, take a shower. You'll be surprised how good you feel. If you're somebody, and I feel like important to say this, somebody in the room must have this problem, but if you are somebody who spends, somebody needs to let go of some of their heart chakra stuff, holy shit. But if you're somebody who spends a lot of time, and I don't mean like an excessive amount of time, I just mean you do your best, I feel like you need to say you do your best thinking. You do your best thinking in the bedroom, in bed, or on your bed, or those precious moments before you slip into deep sleep. Yeah, change of sheets. When you go through these big aha moments and you have either an emotional release or an energetic release, and you did a big surrender, a big release, a big whatever, clean your damn sheets. They absorb the energy. Why would you want to sit in the old energy? People don't think about it, but it's 100% the case. Change your pillowcase. Change your sheets, cry your face off, feel everything you have to feel. When you wake up the next morning, start washing it all. Wash all of it. We're going to start fresh because you don't need it anymore. You released it, but fabrics and things like that, wood and fabrics, have the ability to absorb energy. They hold it very well as compared to like metal. So when you think about that, a lot of people don't realize that sometimes they're like, well, I feel great, but then I go to bed and I'm having all these weird ass dreams, or I'm having nightmares, or why do I see when I hit my bed, I can't go to sleep. I feel like there's swirling energy. I feel like I'm replaying shit that I know I'm over. When was the last time you cleaned your shit? When was the last time that you were like, I'm going to wash my sheets? And I don't mean like you wash them every day. I mean like right after. Boom. If you're crying your face off, or you're having like a release, wash it. Like, wash it all out. Like, let's get it all out. Because you want to start fresh, right? You don't want to be stuck in old energy trying to do new things. You cannot do new things in an old place, and that's the same with energy. You can't create the new life, create the new you. You can't move differently if you're stuck in the same old shit. So, sometimes you got to bite the bullet, and you just got to do, this is part of energetic hygiene that nobody tells you about. Like, you know, this is the part that nobody thinks about. They think about, I'm going to sage my home every week. Fantastic. What else? Like, what else can you do? Because saging is just a tool. Smudging and things like that, Palo Santo sticks and everything, that's just a tool. Like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? Already got the laundry going. But that's the point. It's the simple stuff. And don't feel bad, because there was a time and a place when nobody told me that either. But that's the whole point. Like, I feel like a lot of people try to make it harder than it is. We are energy. Everything around us is energy, right? If you sit in the same chair every single day, your butt vibrates the energy of that chair. If the last time you just sat in that chair, you were off your rocker, you might want to look at cleansing the chair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if you just go off energy, a lot of things can make that make sense. You know what I mean? People don't think about their car. Man, I'm trying to do good things in my life and I keep getting cut the fuck off in traffic. Was it because you drove your car to and from a job that you didn't like and maybe you still do it? So every time you get in a car, you're not releasing your energy, and then you're decompressing on your drive home from work, so your car is one big ball of fuck shit that you're driving around the world to get where you get, and you're surprised that people are acting like dickholes to you in your car? Cleanse your car. Your car that you sit in every day, that you drive to a place you don't want to go, that you have to deal with road rage and all this, that's probably a giant ball for your decompression energy before you step in your house, right? It's your mindless meditation. It's your getting getting yourself prepared for the rest of your day, for the evening, for the whatever, for the unwind. If you didn't release your energy and your ties and your cords before you stepped in your car, your call is one giant beam of fuck shit as it drives down the road. Like, as you drive anywhere. Why is somebody honking at me? Why are they cutting me off? Why can't I make any light? It's because you're in a ball that just says, this is me. And you're driving down the road with it. And you're driving down the road with it. You can cleanse your car with the same things that you do your house. You can use sage. You can use Van floor wash. You can use, sprays or mists. If you have leather, you can wipe the surfaces. You can smudge it. You can polish onto it. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on what sector and what cultural beliefs and things that you use. It's just the fact that you're practicing energetic hygiene. For somebody who hates their job, like if you're somebody who hates their job, right? Or your job is very draining. Maybe you're in a medical field or you're a nurse or something where you care for a lot of people and you're surrounded by sickness. I would just tell you, like, you need to armor up before you go to work. You need to armor up when you leave work. Like, you need to drop everything before you even unlock the door to, like, get in your car. And then do it again when you get home. Because you just have a lot more going on than your average person who clocks into a desk job and types. Right? They get the annoyance and the boredom and maybe some problems from HR and up top. But like if you're working in a field that has to do with like medical and you're dealing with a lot of people, psychiatric stuff, or you're at a hospital, that's a whole different brand of energy. And that runs the whole spectrum, right? So if you're that type of a job, we just got to approach what you do differently because you're different. Chances are you're in that job if you do it because you love it. Chances are you're a natural empath. Chances are you probably have healer preferences or healer abilities, whether you realize it or not. So we're going to have to treat you different because you're naturally more perceptible to energy. Like people don't talk about it, but it's the truth. People don't talk about it ever, but it's the truth. People try to put spirituality in a square hole, round peg kind of a thing. It doesn't work that way because you're not like everybody else. So why does your spirituality, why does your energetic work, why does all of these things have to only work one way? It doesn't. But nobody ever says that because it's harder to sell shit. But we're not in the business of selling shit over here, right? We're just in the business of helping. Like, I had to figure most of this shit out myself. Nay, what's up, dude? I had to figure most of this shit out myself. Because I'm not like everybody else. And that's not ego. My brain is very analytical. My brain is very developed. My brain is very image-based, type of a way. I'm too smart for my own good. But that's the thing that I've had to combat my whole life, right? And I have people a lot of times who see me who are overthinkers because they know I'm an overthinker. So we want to play devil's advocate. We want to challenge some shit. Come on over here. We're going to do that today. Come here. Let's do it. But that's the point. Like, you know what I mean? One of my favorite quotes of all time is, what's the biggest lie you've ever been told? It's not that easy. Well, of course it is. No, that's the biggest lie I've ever been told. It's not that easy. Because it just is that easy. We've just been conditioned to believe it's not. Right? Like, if I'm the creator of I'm going to lose some people here, and I don't even matter. If I'm the creator of my own reality, why am I not creating a reality that works for me? That's some fucked up shit. If I'm the creator of my own reality and I can manifest anything I want, right? Because that's the pitfalls. That's the bread and butter of spirituality, right? You're the universe and the universe is you. As within, so without. Why am I creating struggles for myself? What part of my ego is that hitting? The survivor, the battle, the woo-yah, like, what part is that? Right? The survivor, the battle, the woo-yah, like, what part is that? Right? Everybody. You'll have things you're naturally pulled to, naturally drawn to, of course. But at the end of the day, it's got to work for you. It's got to resonate for you. You know what I mean? Am I not back? Am I not back? Oh, hell. I should be. Am I not? Tell me if I'm back. Sorry. Sometimes I'm an energy person. I work in energy. I work with energy. So sometimes if I get too passionate or too excited, the connection blips. The connection blips. I mod for tarot readers. It's okay, dude. There's nothing, but that's the thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with modding for tarot readers. Like, if that's what you want to do, then go do it. Like, it doesn't matter. But your kids, your buddies, it doesn't matter. Whatever you get told or you absorb in information, conversation, energy in one way, shape, or form needs to flow through your bullshit detector. You can call it your intuition, but it's still your bullshit detector. Like, anything that comes to your door needs to hit that bullshit detector. And then you need to be able to be like, does this make sense? Does it resonate? Or am I just going to leave that with them and be like, maybe you believe that, but I don't have to. Like, that's the way you got to look at shit. But a lot of people don't tell you to do that because you have the potential to either prove them wrong or challenge what they believe. And the people who don't tell you to go back and make sure shit resonates, to divine on it, to sit on it, to do these types of things, you got to ask yourself why. Because I love when people play devil's advocate. Challenge my shit. Oh, challenge my shit all day long. You know what I mean? You know? And that's okay. That's okay. I work with pagans. I work with Christians. I've even worked with Catholics. So, like, it's totally fine. Their denomination doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, their denomination doesn't matter. I have no idea who that is. Not a clue. Their denomination doesn't matter. But you will notice that depending on how much they believe in their denomination, it'll form their thought patterns. It'll form their responses, whether they realize it or not. And you'll notice that if something they believe challenges something else they think is right, that's what you'll notice the war in people. Right? Only if you're paying attention, though. So, I believe a lot of things. I do. But I grew up Roman Catholic. But I believe in a lot of things. Because I just got to the point in my life where I wasn't able to deny it. I wasn't able to deny it. I can't help that since 5 I could see dead people. I can't help it. It just happened one day, and even while it was happening, I didn't believe a single word of it. Nope. I mean, I knew it was happening, but I didn't believe I was special. I didn't believe there was anything right with me. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that was a constant struggle between what we're taught and what I know to be true. You know what I mean? Because I live it. But that's the same thing. Hey, Miss Stella, that's the same thing. You know what I mean? You're going to notice that some topics they can talk eons about, and some they skim over. It's because they're not in a comfortability level to understand that topic in and out. You know? And it's not a bad thing. That just shows people where they're at. You know? And we're all at different spots on the journey. We're all at different spots on this kind of whole cycle life, you know? So, but I always tell people, like, you know, I'm not a tarot reader. And I'm changing the way that I do my content because I think people get the wrong impression. I'm not a tarot reader. I don't read Rider-Waite Tarot. I don't even necessarily like tarot. I think it's a tool. My bread and butter is energy. My bread and butter is shadow work, mediumship. My bread and butter is intuition, feeling, kind of more shamanic-y things, I guess, in a sense. I don't like labels. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that, like, while we come on here and we do this, anybody who's ever gotten a reading from me knows that I don't read like nobody else. It's because we don't read tarot. We just listen. Tarots are tools. They're good visuals for the people getting reads. And sometimes they're fun because they're confirmations. I'll be talking and I'm shuffling and 4 cards come out and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then I have to show everybody because it's fun. So I always tell people, like, your tools need to work for you, and this is what I teach. Your tools need to work for you. So you're allowed to grow, and I feel like some people get stuck in the box of, I'm a mystic, I'm a medium, I'm a tarot reader, like, with every label you give yourself, you're also giving yourself a cap. You're giving yourself a limit that you must only be that thing. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. That you must only be those things. You know what I mean? But you're a limitless being. So if you drop the limits, you drop the labels, you drop the boxes, you drop the confinement, you're just left with you and like your essence. And then the real fucking challenge starts. The real game starts. Now what are you going to do with it? Now there's nothing standing in your way. You've declassified yourself. Now what are we doing? That's where the hard work starts. Like, that's where the actual hard work starts. Because in order to get to the I'm limitless idea, construct, the I have no labels and I'm fine with it, I don't need to be liked by anybody, you would have had to have gone through at least half of your shadow work journey, your self-discovery, your awareness journey, whatever you want to call that part, your healing journey. You would have had to have done at least 50% of it. Right? So you're already in it. Like, you're already living it, you're already in it. So now the only thing limiting your potential is you, and then you got to ask yourself why. So yet again, you're still in the center of your problem, and you can't play victim to anybody else. It's an unpopular opinion because everybody likes the easier route. I know it because I was always somebody who was just like, okay, so we got to do this. Let's just plow through it. Let's answer the stupid questions. Let's just get to the other side. And then guess what? We're healed and we're going to do all the great things. Great, but there's no destination. The journey is it. There's no destination. You can have everything you want right now. The problem is you need to get your mind around the fact that that can actually happen. Because your mind is what runs the vessel. Right? Your mind is what runs the vessel. So in order to get your vessel on board, sometimes I tell people you gotta fake it. You gotta fake it till you make it, until you realize one day that you wake up and you're actually not faking it. This is actually how you feel. Because you gotta start getting in tune with things. And for people who are very upper, Dantean heavy, they're head heavy, they're overthinkers, their brain never stops, they're constant conversation, constant visualizations, constant all of these things. You've shut off your feelers. Your feelers is your soul, your feelers is your gut, your feelers is your intuition, it's your abilities, it's your senses. You've dimmed them down, you've disconnected them, and you've turned them off. So now we gotta turn them back on. But the only way you do that is through feeling things. So now we gotta switch your whole perspective. And that's when your game starts changing. You know what I mean? You're mentally open to it. You're mentally open to it. You're not energetically open to it. Because the problem is, like, if you can't feel yourself, you can't feel spirit. If you can't feel your emotions, then, or your feelings, whatever, that develop inside of you, you can't feel them. You may be able to be aware of their presence, but how can they communicate with you? Right? So then you're only limited to maybe auditory. But if your head is so heavy and you got so much going on, are you even going to trust that that's them? Are you even going to trust that that voice is them talking to you in your mind? And then let's take voice off of it. Pictures. Yeah, but you see 1 million pictures a day, dude. Like, you see 1 million pictures a day. So how do you know that that's just not your mind or your creativity? You end up mind fucking yourself and you end up not being able to think yourself out of a paper bag. That's the point. You can't do it in just one part of you. You can't do it with just your mind. You have to get your feelings involved. And it'll work as a double check system. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you hear something, if you're hearing to respond, and this is such a simple context, but if you're listening to respond, 131 on the clock, if you're listening to respond, you're not feeling what's being said. So you're only getting half the message. My team always loves to say, like, for every sign you see, you miss 3. So for everything that you absorb, there's another layer that you're missing. For everything you get, there's another layer that you're missing. So the trick is to lose the expectation, the anticipation of anything. How it'll come in, what it'll look like, blah, 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 blah. 90% of it is trust and expectation. If you can trust yourself, go with the flow. Everything that comes in, you trust it. Boom. You don't need to question it because you know where it comes from, who it comes from. And then everything that comes in, you trust it. Boom. You don't need to question it because you know where it comes from, who it comes from. And then I just do tarot. No. Oh, God, no. No. We do abilities over here. We do abilities. We do shadow work. We do mentoring. We do spiritual guidance and assistance. Like, we do all of that stuff. Like, but we do it so it works for you. So it's going to be giving you the tools, deconstructing what you think you know, and reconstructing what your soul knows. Bridging the gap between the two, and then kind of letting you go. Like setting you off on yourself, so that way you can do it. And then we come back together, and we pick through it. We give you a couple more tools, and then we go, okay, here you go. So I always tell people, like, don't come unless you're ready, because you're not going to get what you want to hear. You're going to get what you need to hear. And you're going to get as much in it as you put out of it, 100% every time. If you're doing it just to go through the motions, you're going to get back just through the motion energy. If you're doing it because you're like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of this, like, I hit my rock bottom, like, we need to do something different, and you're motivated, and you want to do it because it's fun, it resonates, it makes sense, it makes you feel alive, you feel like you're purpose to it, whatever your reason is, as long as it's that, like, all right, I'm not going to give up on me kind of an energy, then you're going to be gravy. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I've had people rocket forward in 3 sessions with holy shit, because they're very self-aware. And I've had people who have been in there for 2 or 3 months now, and their life is unfolding in ways they couldn't have even imagined. And it's not to sell you on something. It's just to show you that it's as individual per each person as possible. Per each person as possible. And we don't rush shit over here. You know what I mean? Not gonna slow you down either, but like, we don't rush anything, you know? So it truly is up to you. But this has been a wild opening collective. See, so then I would tell you to redefine how you use the word unlock. Right? Do you need to unlock it, or do you need to realize it? Unlocking it gives you the connotations that there's extra tasks that you need to do in order to receive a gift. How is that a gift? Right? I'll give you this gift, but you gotta work for it. What? That's not what gifts are. So, if it's an unlock, it's something that's already there that you need to realize. The unlocking isn't giving ourselves more obstacles. It's just saying it's out of our conscious awareness. We can't see it. So your subconscious knows something, but your brain is having a hard time realizing that, oh no, you do this too. Right? Like, oh no, this could be you too. Like, and for a lot of people, it's just realizing the worth. It's realizing the self-worth. And it's realizing that just because you have this, it might change who you are, but it'll never change who you are. And I don't know how to make that make sense. You're going to feel more like yourself when you embrace it. So it'll change the masks of who you've pretended to be, but it'll shine through underneath it all your authenticity. So a lot of times I tell people to change the words, because even though the words are culturally and modernly used, and it's a very well understood thing, you already have at least the key. You already have all of the keys, right? You know what I mean? So it's just like, and if you've been given a gift that's the lock, then just put your key in the lock. But the problem is, you're told that's not that easy, right? Well, it can't be that easy. I have to do something, right? It can't just be dropped in my life. You mean I've just been able to do this my whole life? No. Yeah, you have. It's just been suppressed. It's just been suppressed. And some people come to you with locks that you have the key for, and some people come to you with keys that you own the lock to. And we call them catalysts, triggers, whatever you want to call them. Spiritual growth. Like, sometimes people drop some shit on you that you don't even realize, oh my God, you just unlocked my shit. We didn't. In the truth of it, no, we didn't. It's just that you were able to see what was already inside you based off our reflection. Like, it's just you realizing shit. So when we say we're breaking the universe, we're unlocking shit, it's our realizations kicking in. It's us bridging the gaps between things, our conscious and our subconscious. You know? So, you said something else, though. I just wish it would come easier. So the universe is an accommodating bitch, and that's what I call it, an accommodating bitch. And I always call it a she. I don't know why, but I always call the universe a she, but God a he. So just take it for what you want. She wants to give you everything that you want and you believe. So if you believe that it's hard and you wish it would come easier, she's like, damn right, fam. Damn right. It's hard for you. Here you go. Hard. And then you're putting out that energy, and the law of reciprocity and reciprocation tells you you're going to get that energy back. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's do the opposite. The problem is you probably don't realize that a lot of what you do right now is your mediumship ability. That a lot of what you do right now is your intuition. That a lot of what you do right now probably is subtle and is your normal for you, so you don't realize it's your different. That was one of the biggest things I struggle with when specifically on mediumship, is my mediumship doesn't look like everybody else. It doesn't. But I've never had proper schooling in it. So I've never limited it. I've never given it rules. I've never told it has to work in a one way. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things that some people it's more inept and it's more open than others. So if it's a thing that comes natural, it's been your normal. So of course your normal doesn't seem any different to you because you've lived it your whole life. It's only when you start sharing with others that you realize that not everybody's like you. Because there is, I'll give you a perfect example, just inner monologue, right? So I've always had my voice, and then I've always had my guides' voices, which I didn't realize until years later, you know what I mean, that my birth guide was one of my head voices. It would always sound more masculine, but I always figured I had a deeper voice. I always figured that I was more masculine, so maybe just, in my brain I sounded more manly, whatever. Like, didn't think anything of it until I was talking to a boyfriend at the time I was in a relationship with, and I was like, how, like, it's just sometimes, you have, like, these inner conversations, and then he looked at me like I had 4 heads, and I was like, no, come on, like, exactly, like, everybody does this, and he's like, what are you talking about? And he didn't do that. He didn't have conversations with himself, basically. He didn't have any of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I was like, what do you mean? And then I asked 3 other people because that had me, quote unquote, shook. That had me like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, he just must be the weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, he might just be the weirdo. And I like asked 3 other people and they're like, no, we don't do that. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, you know how like when you're talking and you talk to somebody else and you get all these, what do you mean you don't do that? And I asked about a dozen people and they were all like, no. And they were just average Joe people, older, younger, middle-aged, like all masculine, feminine, like ran the spectrum of people, related to me, not related to me, like, and I was like, oh my God. It's been my normal, so I just assumed it was everybody's normal. But it's not. And that's when you start unlocking things. And that's just one, example, one construct, one whatever. And I think there's a fine line, you know what I mean? There's a difference between, diagnosed medical illnesses and mediumship. I do think that there is a difference. However, I think that walks a fine line, and I do think some people have been misdiagnosed. I do. But then I do have enough sense to realize that I know people who were correctly diagnosed. Like, but that's the reality of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I think that a lot of what is medically diagnosed can be alleviated energetically? Yes, 1,000%. Using herbs and plants and our own selves? Yes. Do I think the medical system has a great stance as far as there are some things that we need to bring the medical staff in on? Of course. My God. But that's the bridging of realities. That's the bridging of spaces. There's a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? So, if you just take that idea that everything has a space and a place, and you apply it to any area of your life, you're going to find a whole lot more balance, and you're going to find a whole lot more harmony. You know what I mean? But you just got to see things for what they are and not what you wish them to be. So, I just think for a lot of people, a lot of times they don't realize their strength, they don't realize their power, they don't realize what they bring to the table naturally or innately. You know what I mean? So part of sometimes one of the biggest things that I have to do with a lot of the mentees that I work with, a lot of the clients, is I have to show them themselves, and we have to do it on repeat because I have to drill it sometimes because they have to adopt it. They have to adopt who they are. And 90% of the biggest struggle you will find in the beginning is accepting yourself. Like, I mean all parts of yourself, not the I'm winning life self. Everyone can easily accept that part. We're talking about the other parts. The parts that you hide away, that you don't tell anybody about, the weird thoughts that you have, or the scenarios that you think about, or, all these things that you don't consider to be important. Like, they're super important, and more often than not, they're unheard, they're unacknowledged. And that's 90% of what the shadow work is bringing awareness to things, acknowledging things, bridging the gap between everything, I can do automatic writing through meditation. I need to do it again. Wrote my grandmother's handwriting. I hid my notes. Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of automatic writing. I don't like it as a tool for me. I've used it a couple times, and I will write with my higher self and my teams and stuff, but when you get into like what actual automatic writing is, and I mean like actually like allowing something else in the energy so close to where they can utilize it as they see fit, there's just a line of a boundary there that I don't enjoy. So I don't utilize it in my practice, although I do know a lot of people have some great success with it. So I don't discount it as a tool. It's just one of those tools that I don't readily use in my practice. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. There's just something about it that there's a level of control. And I think it's just because whether it's a good topic or not, it's just because I work with a lot of transitioners energies. I work with a lot of the gray area, my gray area sitters, the neutral guys that go both to the lower stuff and to the upper stuff. So because of that, I've dealt with some lower level energies because they do exist. It's the duality of nature. It's the duality of energies. They exist just like the upper stuff. So I think just because of it, I don't like that lack of control kind of a thing that comes with the way that tool needs to be utilized in order to be fully in utter and complete channel. Like, to be an utter and complete channel. Doing it in the way that I'm describing it, not for me, you know what I mean? Not for me. Scrying, yeah, so, scrying, hold on, they just told me I misread that. scary. Oh, scary. I'm sorry. I like read it weird, and I thought you were talking about scrying, and then my team was like, no, you read it wrong. And I was like, what? And I looked up and I was like, oh, scary. Yeah, but scrying's different. Scrying's different. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I don't do scrying in the traditional way. So I don't sit down with a mirror or a flame or a ball and look. No, I do a lot of remote view. It comes natural the way that my brain works. So a lot of the people that I work with, we do kind of work with that a little bit, because a lot of the people who are very mentally inept, you have the natural ability to do it, and you can do it with some pretty good accuracy, places you've never been. So that's a cool one to use, and that doesn't really utilize any tools besides you, your energy, and your imagination, so in your seer ability. So sometimes that's a really fun one, you know what I mean? Hey, E, how's it going? Aaron, is James missing me too? I'm sorry, hun. So I can't pull on James's energy and disrupt his free will because he hasn't given me permission. But I can do like a love relationship message for you, if you would like one. We're doing reads today. We're doing 12/12. If anybody would like a read, we got Cash App, we have Venmo, so we can do it. And if you want one on love relationship, we can do it. So just go ahead and donate. We got Cash App, we got Venmo, and we can put you on the list. That's not a problem. But it would be entirely in your energy. Just make sure if you choose to do that, you come back in and you let us know when you're all set. Because sometimes those apps are slow to, you know what I mean? Slow to update. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like I said, we're going to start changing up our content because I think people get the wrong impression. The last couple people I've dealt with, I think they just get the wrong impression that we do tarot stuff. And we do a whole lot more than that. So I hope you have a great day. Aim, misses. I don't know. Aim, misses. Welcome in, guys. So the list is open today. We did quite the opening. We're doing reads today. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. We're doing 12/12. So if you guys just want something felt into, you want answers, you just want to get right down to the nitty gritty, or maybe you have a topic you want felt into, or you don't know what you want and you just Jesus, take the wheel, please. We can do a general too. It's totally up to you guys. I'll let you steer and I let spirit take over. So we can do whatever it is you would like. Love and light. I see you sneaking in here unannounced. Welcome in. Welcome in. I feel like some of the biggest lessons that people realize is not even the self-love, because self-love is huge when it comes on our personal journeys. I feel like it's the, but what if it works out? I really feel like sometimes it's the, but what if it works? What if I get everything I want? Then what do I do? What if everything works out just fine? What if I win in everything I'm asking? What if I get everything I'm asking for? What if I manifest my ideal life? Then what? And it's almost like the fear of that and other fears and anxieties that buddy off of it stop us from doing the very same thing we just said we wanted. This is part of how we start getting and redefining ourselves, in everything that we do. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's everybody doing today? I'm having a great Saturday, Keys. I'm having the best Saturday. We're just breaking the universe over here. I don't know if I've talked to you yet today. But we're I can't even say that with a straight face. But we're doing all the things. Welcome in, guys. I know we're super late. I was busy breaking the universe with my bestie and all the realizations and all the face melts. So we got on here a little bit on the late side. But it's okay. So the list is open, guys. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. It's 12/12. If you guys would like something felt into, and you guys would like a general or to know what's going on, we can totally do that. List is open. Welcome in, guys. I don't know, Keys. I'm kind of wondering if there's somewhere else. So I'm sorry. I don't do pregnancy questions. I can feel uterine energies, but I can't do them because I'm an actual business. So it's viewed as medical advice, and I could get into trouble. So unfortunately, I can't actually answer your question as like a paid service. So I'm sorry. But all the best to your pregnancy and to your growth, and you know, I hope that everything goes smoothly and, you know, goes well for you in that situation, you know. But I appreciate your question, so thank you for, you know, asking it. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, guys. I feel the need to say that, like, someone's been alchemizing things, and I feel like when I say the word alchemize, I feel like you're truly being the alchemist right now. You're starting to realize a lot of things, and they don't have to limit you. I feel like as though you've limited yourself in one way, shape, or form, and I really feel as though you're breaking free from that, and you're doing it in a lot of different ways you didn't think was possible, and I feel like this is starting to spark a little bit of joy that you kind of forgot about. That's what I want to call it, a joy that you forgot about, and I feel like you've put yourself last time and time again, and you're no longer doing that anymore. You're no longer choosing to make those decisions. You're no longer choosing that over you. And this is where you start bettering yourself, and this is where you start putting things together that really starts kicking shit off for you. And for some of you, you're scared of your, I don't even want to call it intention. I want to call it like abilities. Like for some of you, your abilities scare you. Your power scares you. Your light scares you. Your essence scares you, and that's something that we need to work through. That's something that we need to get past, because you shouldn't scare you. And then if you're scaring yourself, how do you expect other people to accept you if you're terrified of yourself? And this is exactly what they're talking about here. This is what starts bridging into your new beginning. This is where you start looking for that fresh new start. This is where you start kind of releasing some of the burdens that you've placed on your own shoulders, and you start realizing your dreams. Like, I feel the need to tell somebody out here that they need to realize that they can accomplish their dreams, and it's so cheesy, but it's because you just wrapped up your dreams around wishful thinking. Like, good things can happen to you too. You get to win just like anybody else. And I feel the need to tell somebody in here, like, you're not gonna win soon, you're winning. And that is the energy you need to embody. Is joy, is happiness, is bliss. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. The easiest way to do that is to go outside and play. To do something that you find playful and fun. Yeah, it might be pulling on your child's energy. Yeah, it might be pulling on your inner child. Fantastic. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna force you to stay present. Because in order to play and have happiness, you have to be present. You can't be anxiety-ridden about the past. You can't be worrying about the future. You have to be in the now moment. And one of the biggest challenges is that people aren't placing themselves in the present moment. They're not being present in the present. So this is what they're pulling you towards, is how they want you to physically be here, and all of you be here, mind, body, soul, all of you be here, because you're missing things. And they're taking me back to the every sign you see, you miss 3. They're talking about, yeah, you're looking for the bigger picture, you're looking for the purpose, but you're missing the little breadcrumbs that brings you there. This is part of your rebirth. This is part of your life death. This is part of your transformation. So if you're waiting for somebody else to clap for you, you need to stop. I don't know where that came from, but that was kind of wild. If you're waiting for somebody else, that was kind of cool. I want to write that down. If you're waiting for someone else to clap for you, you need to stop. You need to be your biggest cheerleader section, is really what they're talking about, is you need to be the one who's pushing you. Ain't nobody going to push you for you. We have the victory card that's come out here just after we made that statement. And I feel like I need to tell someone to own your shit. I feel like I need to tell somebody, own your shit. Stand up. Stand up nice, proud, and tall, and own your shit. You're coming out of fighting with yourself. I don't even want to say that you're done fighting yourself. You're bridging out of fighting yourself. You're not at release yet. You're not at surrender yet. But you're moving. So congratulate yourself, because there was a point in time when you wouldn't have even done that. There was a point in time when you would have sat in your shit and stewed and sat there and realized that, nah, this is it. You're bridging into the higher font. You're bridging into the lesson learned. And they're just talking about how this is where you gain the confidence in self again. This is where you stand up with that big boss energy. This is where you stand up. We got the Temperance card out here. Somebody, I feel like the need to tell somebody you need to grab your staff. I don't know if y'all play with light weapons, but somebody needs to grab their staff. Your staff is part of your power. Your staff roots you at all times. You're being asked to basically sit on the throne you've created for yourself, to sit in the energy that you know you actually are, to sit in your authenticity. Quit making yourself small. This has been like a repeat message. This came out last night as well. Like, stop making yourself small. You're forging something new. And when I'm using the word forging, I really do. I'm getting a lot of swords. I'm getting a lot of shields. I'm getting a lot of really weird battle imagery. But you are forging your new path. You are forging the new you. And you're doing it with a whole lot of strength. And I feel the need to tell you that the universe is on your side. You're right where you should be. This is your new beginning. And as we're talking about new beginnings, there's your sword. This is your new beginning. This is something that I want to say that you only read about. That's the way I want to say it. This is stuff that you read about. This is stuff that you're like, yeah, she did that. That's cool for her, but I could never. No, they're saying shut it. Shut your mouth. That's what they're saying. Shut it. Because you can do it too, and they're going to prove to you, because some of you are thick-headed, they're going to prove to you that you can do it. It's like almost like, what's that weird song? What's that weird? Is that Usher? Watch me. Like that weird, intro to that song. That's the only thing that they just keep saying. It's like, and it's said in a whisper. I know it's a song. I think it might be Usher. It's like, watch me. Like, I don't know. But I'm just, I don't listen to Usher. But I'm just telling you that it's coming. Because it's already here. It's just whether or not you accept it, whether or not you embrace it, and whether or not you can recognize it for yourself. Welcome in, guys. We had one hell of a wind-up. We had one hell of a start. We had some great conversation off-rip. We just popped off into like some random collective. The list is open. We are doing 12-12 today. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. So if you would like something felt into, my team's here and my team's ready. Yeah, watch this. 100%. So we have Cash App, we have Venmo. If you would like something felt into, you already know what's what. You already know what's what. If you guys have collective questions or something that you want to chit-chat about or whatever, just drop them down in the comment section. I don't mind sharing a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of good conversation with people. If it's something that requires me to feel into you, though, it's a paid space. It's not a collective question. Quit playing. But I'll tell you either way. I'll be nice about it. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. How's everybody doing today? I think I broke my nail. Nope, I didn't. Must have just bent it. I'm going to scroll back here to see. My God, my hair is doing all the wild things. I'm gonna see what I missed from the comments. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you for tapping that screen. Thank you for being present. Thank you for sharing energy today. The list is open. We're doing 12-12 across the board, and it's just whatever you need to know. Like, that's what we're doing. Whatever you need to know, because I feel like that's the collective question. What do I do? What do I need to know? What do I... So we're going to answer it right now. Like, what do you need to know? So if you guys want a read, Cash App, Venmo, just make sure you come back in. You let me know that you donated, because those apps are sometimes slow to upgrade, slow to, like, give the notification. So I just don't want to miss you. Welcome in. That was discussed last night too. Yeah, it's like a collective thing, for sure. Lily, will D and I get back together? So, Miss Lily. Hey, Becky, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So, Miss Lily, so I can feel into your energy and I can do a love relationship message for you, but I can't feel into D's energy without their energetic permission. So, if you would like a message that is going to work for you, that's going to affect your energy and that's going to be dialed into you, we can do it. But I can't feel into what D is going to do with their own free will and their own decision makings. But we can get a better perspective on your love situation. And as we have the King of Cups flipped upside down in my deck out of nowhere. And this hasn't even come out today. So just point that out. Interesting. Welcome in, Miss Becky. How's it going? Thank you so much for the follow. It is much appreciated. It is much, much appreciated. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. It is 2:03 on the clock over here, Eastern Standard Time. And I feel the need to say that's 5, and that's forward movement. So if you feel like you've been stuck in the swamp, you're not going to be for much longer, and you can change that at any moment you wish. At any moment you wish. Hoo-wee. So guys, I'm going to do last call because we've been on here a minute. If nobody needs anything from me, then I'll pop off. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. We're doing reads for 12/12. So if you would like to get on the list, go ahead and get on it now before I am done for the day. What is going on? I have another card flipped upside down in this deck, and it's the Empress. That wasn't just flipped upside down a second ago. What is going on? Because I saw it on the bottom of the deck. That's wild. I don't know what's going on. This deck's being all of the blues clues today. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. So, list is open. We're just doing 12/12 today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. So if you would like to get a read today, go ahead and pop on over there. Okay, I'm losing my mind. What is happening? Now we have the 10 of coins. Okay, well, pause. Now we're just going through this to prove a point because there ain't no way. These cards have not come out today. I have not even used this deck for any of that today. What is going on? All the crazy. Someone's trying to give Blues Clues energy over here. Ain't that right, Keys? Ain't that right, Keys? Blues Clues energy. Everything's flipped the way it should be. Okay, we're gonna flip this one the way it should be. And y'all just saw that. There's one more card that's flipped upside down. We can do a love relationship message for you, Becky, if you want, in your energy. You know what I mean? But I can't pull on what Steve's gonna do, but I can pull on like you and your energy and things like that. So if that's something you would like, then I can totally do that. We have Cash App, we have Venmo, you know. Last call though, so if you're gonna do it, go ahead and get it in. You know, if not, you can just chill out, and if something resonates for you, you're more than welcome to, you know, always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know, ain't no worries. Ain't no worries. So how's everybody doing today? We having a fun time yet? Is it all good things? Like, are we busting out? Are we pushing through? Like, what are we doing? Oh, I'm sorry. See, thank you for doing that because I didn't get any notifications. So thank you for saying something. Let me check. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Alright. Let me just write your... Okay. So, I just let you know, I let everybody know, so don't worry. But I post all of the lives on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So should you want to go back, it'll be timestamped with your timestamp and your read. So should you ever want to review, re-listen, whatever, for clarification on anything, or sometimes we don't always absorb everything in the moment because we're all like, ooh, you know. So just know that it'll always be posted there, date and time stamped for you with your name, your first name, with your first name, on the YouTube channel. Usually within 24 hours. It's usually less. It's usually like 3, but I just say 24 hours. So, Miss Aubrey, do you have anything that you would like me to tap into in specific? Or, excuse me, or would you just like a general? Nothing super specific, but love reading would be good. Okay. I'm going to tell you right off the rip, I feel like this might be a little bit savage of a reading for you, so I'm going to just tell you to buckle in, because I feel like your team, or specifically your feminine, is kind of sassy. I don't know if you ever get like this. She kind of comes across a little bit soft, but then she like hits with these kind of one-liner energies. And I just want to let you know that I just have a feeling like they're going to start somewhere, and then they're going to take it and run with it somewhere else. So I'm going to just tell you that off the rip, because I can already feel like mischievously kind of like, all right, like, let's play kind of energy. So just buckle up. Just buckle up. Buckle up. We're in uncharted territory. Buckle up. All right. So I'm going to be honest. I don't even need to look at any of this right now. She's asking a really like loaded question, and she's asking it on purpose. She's asking you if you love yourself yet. And she's asking it in a very coy kind of a way. In a very coy kind of a way. And I feel as though right now you're actually bridging through some of these self-love things. And I'm getting more the feeling like I want to say self-acceptance. I don't even want to say like self-loving yourself as in like I need to do more for myself. I'm getting it more as like a self-acceptance of who you are, your strengths, your inner power, and specifically your divine feminine. Specifically your divine feminine energy inside of you was the very first question that she just said as the cards were a shuffling. I feel the need to tell you that I did split the deck on the lovers. So, end the victory card out here. So, I'm going to just congratulate you now, because that just don't happen every day. That just don't happen every day. I feel like as though it's really linked with how you're viewing yourself right now. I feel like the need to tell you that I feel like I'm starting to view you a little bit more in this embodiment of knowing your strength and knowing, like who you are. And I feel like things are almost starting to fall into line for you. And I got the fortune out here twice, the wheel of fortune out here twice. And I feel as though you're kind of beginning on your spiritual, I want to call it like your spiritual enlightenment. You're beginning on almost like your spiritual strength. Like you're looking to, I almost want to call it like getting back in the saddle kind of a thing. It's almost like you took time for you when you needed to. And you kind of, I want to tell you that you did like the single phase for a second. I want to tell you that you've done some sort of inner assessment that has really placed you with like all the passionate energy, because I really am, even though there's no wands on the table, I'm getting a lot of wands energy, a lot of passion. Shut the fuck up. As I say that, we have the wands card that just popped out. And they're just talking about how I really do feel like you were placed on your path via your passions, and it's coming in fast. So I feel like because you step back and you're starting to realize who you are, the good things are coming to you, but I feel like you don't really see it coming. I feel like you may be able to feel that it's coming, but it's like you're kind of still blind to the fact that it's coming the way it is. And I feel the need to tell you, it's when they're talking about your abundance, it's kind of, they're talking about it in more than one way. They're not just talking about love as outside of you as being part of your abundances, which is great because we do have the Two of Cups being bridged through here, and we do have good fortunes coming out here in the Wheel of Fortunes in different decks. But they're kind of just talking about how you're moving past your regret phase, how you're moving past your confusion. I don't want to call it like, it's almost like a little bit of a remorse phase, like the I should have chose different phase, you know. But they just have you bridging out of that. You're moving past it. They are encouraging you to have a little bit more fun, and they're encouraging you to really seek your own strength right now. So I feel like as though you're somebody who sometimes will look for things outside of you, confirmations, for assistance, for things that should just give you the thumbs up and all is good, and they're just telling you to sit in the knowing that all is good, because I really do have this divine pathway. And honestly, to me, as though it looks like your tree of life, I know it's kind of reflecting on the thing, but it looks like your tree of life here, and everything is in bloom. Like, you're fully abundant in what path you're taking right now. And I feel like as though this is really you, where you sit in the High Priestess energy. I'm going to try to get it to where it's not in the High Priestess energy. And I feel like I almost want to connect the cards. I know this might sound kind of weird, but I feel like I want to connect the cards and kind of do them like this, to where your hanging fruit is directly from this abundance. You are embracing exactly who you are right now. And this is extremely important for what you're cultivating. But it's almost like you don't believe that could be true. I don't know. There's just this doubt. There's just this doubt in your energy, and this is kind of what you're breaking as far as cycles. This is your doubt in your energy that it's really coming, that it's gonna be for you, that you're heavy in the doubt. I feel the need to tell you, things are coming together. I got a card that just hit out with number 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. And I feel like this is you finding balance. And you're about to get what you give. That's the way I want to say it. You're about to get what you give. But in a good way. This is bringing forward community. This is bringing forward understanding. And when we're talking, there's that fire energy again, if you need that for confirmation. They're talking about how this is going to end up being something that is going to be very fulfilling for you. And I feel the need to say the words fulfilling, and I feel the need to start pulling back to your rebirth. Like, you are physically in the process of doing it. And you might not realize that you're doing it, but you are. I have a card at 42 out here, which is also 6, which is my victory number when we start dealing with these cards. Like, I feel like you're starting to detach yourself from the old you. And I feel like you're starting to detach yourself from the old way of thinking and from the old perspectives that you used to place on yourself, your energy, and your journey as a whole. And when it comes to love, they're saying this is what is needed. Because in order to do that, you're bridging through the idea of self-acceptance, which is a form of self-love. And if you can accept yourself, they're talking about if you can accept yourself, then you can accept who comes to your door. Now let's see if I can get them to bridge out of just the you perspective. Because I really feel like your energy is asking for something different. So let's see if they're going to allow us to bridge out of the you perspective. Your lady's kind of funny. Like, with her sass, she's kind of funny. I'm like, let's see if we can get them to bridge out of the you perspective. And she's like, not a chance. We're going to keep trying. They're talking about how you're still overcoming some of the, I'm going to call them troubles of the past. And you're still kind of bridging out of the lingering. I want to call it lingering because I don't feel like it's as new. I don't feel like it's as sharp. I don't feel like it's as painful as it used to be. But they're just talking about the pain that did come from your heartbreaks. And I don't just mean in like a romantic relationship. I mean from a trusting perspective. I mean from an expectation perspective. I mean from everybody who got access and dropped the ball. This is what they're talking about. They're not just talking about in a romantic relationship. They're literally talking about anybody who got within arm's length and fumbled you. This is what they're talking about. They're just talking about how you're bridging through your completion in the emotions perspective, and how you're not viewing things anymore as having happening to you, but almost like happened for a reason, and almost like the glass isn't half empty anymore. I don't want to say you're viewing it as full of air. That's not quite where we're at. You're kind of one step behind that perspective at the moment, because it's an ongoing process. And as I'm saying, ongoing process, we have the temperance out here as a bridge, which is your inner balance of things. And I'm really feeling called to the fact that I really am feeling called that this card is blue and yellow. And I'm feeling called to call this blue dragon your emotions, whereas this like yellow dragon is your confidence and your rebirth flowing out of the ball. Kind of on, I don't know how to get the reflection off of it, but like kind of on the... And I feel as though this is something you're cultivating for yourself. Now let's see if we can yet again push out a little bit more. So they have you represented out here as the Queen of Pentacles, a very grounded, mature, feminine because of the work you're putting forward. But they're also talking about how because you're rooted in knowing who you are and what you stand for, you're being offered a new emotional beginning. However, it's the fear that you hold that holds this back from you. It's the fear of releasing the masks of who you have to be in order to survive, in order to get by, in order to how am I going to look to others. You still have a couple masks. And it's the fear that's not bringing the forward and what you're asking for towards you. So this is what they're asking you to balance out. They're going to say you have victory over. We have justice here, a balance into the scales. But this is, again, this misunderstandings card for me. This is, again, this fear of, like, what are we going to do kind of a card. But it's out here as a bridge. So this is something you're currently working through. You're bridging through the idea right now that you're not where everybody else is at. Like, I know that this is kind of weird to say, but it's almost like you're looking off, almost at distraction, and I want to call it distraction. Looking off in the distance, man, I want that. Man, I need that, man. But what you're failing to do is get it or give it for yourself. Like, this whole point of this card is it's your mental struggle. It's your mental battle. Like, you see that the person in this card has wings. This is a full wing over here. This is a full wing, you know, and they're all flying up here. And this person's like, man, I want to be up there flying with them. What that person doesn't realize is they have the ability to fly. He has wings. He could get up there and go do it if they pleased. This is the mental struggle that you're still pushing through. And they're kind of talking about how this little holdback that you have is really linked to your passions. So it's really linked to your essence, your energy, your fire, your go-getter, your action. That's being bridged as well. And this is when you start getting into your Queen of Wands energy. This is when you start getting into your boom energy. And I really feel the need to tell you that once you bridge that is when it falls all together for you. Once you bridge that energy out to be completion and you start embodying the two, that is when things will start to be drawn towards you. As we were just talking about getting out of your head with the perspectives. Feeling left out, the loss, the devil, in your head about it. You're your own worst nightmare. You're the only thing keeping you stuck or trapped. So let's just talk. Let's really flash forward, because I feel like we've got that Ace of Swords on the bottom. Hanged Man, new perspective. Shut up. Splitting the deck for you is great today. So I feel the need to say that, like, let's see if we can pull. Let's see if we can push out even further. Let's see if we can, like, keep pushing out. I thought I felt one flip, but I guess not. Ooh, you're gonna get everything you want. And I mean that in the best way possible. And I keep asking to push forward to see who this masculine's coming in at. And they're being relentless. They're being relentless. They're being relentless. They're not letting me see him. And I feel the need is that they don't want it to be another distraction. But I feel like you see him coming because I have my foresight card out here, or what I call my foresight card, and it's steeped in your wands. It's steeped in your wands. We have the Ace of Cups out here again. We were talking about you going through a spiritual awakening. The Hermit just hit the ground. But then when I have my outcome cards that fell out, I have my fulfillment, I have my teamwork card, I have my community card, my solid foundations card. I have you bringing karmic justice, and I don't mean like karmic justice, I mean justice to your past karmic situations. So to me, that's feeling your balance, that's learning your lessons, that's now no longer being bound by anything else. This deck's usually nicer to me, so maybe if I ask one of your other team members to assist me, maybe we'll get a little spicy answer instead of Miss Sassy Pants. Nope, she's not leaving. Here we go. You got the 23, you got the 5, you got forward movement. They have you out here with your little island card, and they're talking about your they're talking about your isolation right now, your separatism, being purposeful for your reawakening. So we have like the depths of self open up to you with your little island card. And this is where you're sitting. However, they did say it is coming in. We do have the Blessed Reunion card that popped out. But I'm going to tell you, it took a lot of time to get here. This is not your focus right now, and it shouldn't be. Your focus right now should be going down to the depths that are you. It should be going into hermit mode. It should be sitting with yourself and separating your energies from others. It's all to do with your emotions and how you view yourself and bringing things into light and no longer feeling left out and not letting your head rule. Like I feel like sometimes you let your head rule and you don't need to do that. It's finding the balance between all of them, because they're talking about how one of the hardest spaces for you is really getting out of the mindset. Is breaking the curse is almost what I want to call it, like breaking the curse of your mindset. But I really do feel like I don't know anything about you, and I don't know what sign you are or anything like that, but I really do feel like this is going to be a give what you get season for you in a big way. So I feel like you're going to be racking in your abundances. Like a lot of these cards I hear were talking about your abundances in a positive way. Fast forward influx of your abundances. But it's paired with your journey. It's paired with your healing. It's paired with your self-discovery. It's not necessarily what you want to hear. But they're saying don't focus on the distraction outside of you. This season is what I'm going to call it. This season is all about you and your inward focus, and very little to do with your outside focus. I'm gonna scroll back up because I don't look at any of this while I read. So I'm gonna read the comments. If you have a question or if you need anything clarified that we talked about, feel free to drop it down while I do the comment scroll to see what I missed. Miss Aubrey. So sorry. Another Shipping Pacific. I'm ready. Alicia, should I buy the Honda? We can do a read if you would like. If you would like a specific question, like a yes, no, we can do it. It's the same as everything else though, and I guarantee you they're going to go into more than just the Honda question. So if you would like to do that, we have Cash App, we have Venmo, and it's 1212. So if you would like to do that, you can. I'm going to be honest though, like I don't know if that's something you need cards for. I think you just need to divine on that yourself. But if you have any other questions, and you want me to throw for that, I can. But I feel like that's more like a free will question, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for all the love. Jeremy, is Amy just stringing me along? So I can't pull for Amy's energy, but Mr. Jeremy, I can pull for your current love situation. And if it's more toxic than it is healthy, it'll definitely show up in the cards. So if you would like something like that, we can do it. It'd be a love message. It's with the focus of like assessing the current energy for yourself and your highest greatest good. We can do it. It's 1212. We have Cash App. We have Venmo. Neza, thank you so much for the follow. I hope I'm saying that right. Vanessa, will I get back with my husband soon? Like I said, we can do a love relationship if that's something you're wanting to do. But it would be in your energy and not your husband's decision. So it would just be love relationship in your... That was great. Thank you. Definitely gave me more on what I need to think about. I've been very into finding myself lately, and I'll keep doing that. Oh, well, I'm glad that helped in some way, shape, or form. Thank you for the follow. Like, I'm glad that helped, and your lady's sassy. Like, if you feel as though you have an energy just riding your ass, like, you can't breathe because she's just riding your ass, it's because she is. Like, she is not willing to allow you to be distracted right now. Like, that is her energy. She is not willing for you to be distracted right now. She does not want you distracted in any way, shape, or form. So if you are still here and you're listening, like, if you feel like she's literally hounding you, it's because she is. If you feel like you can't breathe and she's up your butt, it's because she is. She does not want you bridging through anything else right now. She is centrally focused on you. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Angel Ventures 222. Angel Ventures 222. Welcome in, guys. I'ma just hold on. Bink, bink, bink. Bink, bink, bink. How's everybody doing today? So, if nobody needs anything else, then I will pop off here and we will be back on later this evening around Angie. All right, that's a lot easier to say. It's hard to read sometimes because everyone's words are like see-through, so sometimes I have to like block them off with like a solid background. But so guys, if you guys don't need anything else from me, I will be on later tonight around 8:30, and we're gonna be doing more reads then. You know, and we'll have some more good chit-chat because I think chit-chat's extremely important. If you guys are not a member of the website, go ahead and join. There's so much awesome things, and it's free to join. It costs you nothing. But you join, you gain points. So we have a free tree of knowledge. It has over 100 posts to it, and it goes through everything from shadow work to egotism to redefining words to meditation to spirituality to herbology to crystallology to spiritual practices, you know, candle magic. It does everything under the sun, and anything has the potential to be a topic. So breath work, like grounding, like there's so much cool stuff on there, and it's 100% free. And we post 3 times a week. So just get excited because we're not stopping, and you guys can suggest topics. So if you have something you're like, I really love to know about this, chances are we know a lot about it, and we'll drop a little blurb to get you started, you know. But you can gain points on the website, and points equals money off of services. You know, so you can gain points by dealing with our handmade shop, which is 100% spiritually made products, all handmade by us, our teams, you know, and allowed for you guys to use in your practices. Some of them are magical, like candle kits. Some of them are bath teas and herbs. Some of them's macrame, spiritual music for grounding, and spiritual classes. We do self-class study courses. So if you guys want to learn something, but you want to learn it on your time, stop, pause, replay, and, you know, around your busy life, we make stuff like that for you guys to utilize. It's dollar for dollar, so $5 is 5 points, $10, 10 points, so on and so forth. So it adds up pretty quick. You can also gain points by being a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber to either my page or Miss Keys of Wisdom 369, you gain 5 points for every month you're an active subscriber. So it's dollar for dollar pretty much there as well. So it just adds up quick. So if you're already doing things, you might as well just get an extra bonus for them. For being a subscriber on my page, the one we're live on right now, you also get subscriber only prices a couple times a week. So like yesterday, prices were a couple dollars cheaper than everybody else just because you're a subscriber. So it's just like a give back thing I try to do. We also do subscriber only videos. So you get stuff that is posted nowhere else. Like, it's not posted on Insta, it's not posted on YouTube, it's not posted on any of our pages. It's just stuff for the subscribers. And it's not cards a lot of times. It's intuition tests, it's recipes, it's different ways of thinking, it's, you know, questions, shadow stuff. Like, it's just a different type of content. So, it has the potential to be a lot of fun. We're also on Insta, and we are also on YouTube. This live will be posted on YouTube, so go ahead and check it out if you missed anything. The beginning of this live was some wildly good content. Wildly good content. Little Ducky, how is it going? How is it going, dude? I hope you're having a great Saturday. So, guys, I will see you guys all later. 2:33 on the clock, and that seems important for somebody. I don't know why, but the 33 seems important. I will see you guys later. I will be on around 8:30, and we'll be doing it all over again. Self-care day off to the movies soon. Aw, you have fun. You have fun. I can't remember the last time I've been to the movies. You have fun. That's so awesome. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your sharing your time, your space, and your precious energy with us. Thank you so much for all the likes, all the taps, all the follows, all the gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The end of his name. Yeah. Yup. Alrighty. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here.